All right, this is Srini, the host and co-founder of Blogcast FM, coming to you from Blogworld, and we're here in the booth of our new sponsor, Livefire, and I'm talking to Blogworld's conference director, Deb Ng. How's it going, Deb?
It is going so great. It's probably the best conference we've had yet. It's big. Everybody's coming. They're digging LA. The weather is beautiful. It couldn't be better.
I mean, you guys have really knocked it out of the park, I have to say. I mean, even half a day into it yesterday, I was just blown away. I said, you know, this is really going to be one of... I think this will go down as probably the best Blogworld in history, I would say.
I agree. I agree. And we owe it to our speakers and our exhibitors, but especially our attendees. And every year we reach a new audience, and we just had the best people coming to this show. And, you know, it's not egos, and it's not all about, you know, how much money you make. It's just a bunch of people connecting, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, talk to us a little bit about what goes into planning all this madness, because I mean, just looking around here, it takes about 9 months to put this together, doesn't it?
Not anymore, because we do more than one conference now. So what used to take 9 to 12 months now takes half that time. And it's a lot of work. There are a lot of late nights. But we have an awesome team, and you only see a few of us, like everybody knows Rick or Dave or Patty or me, but there are, you know, a dozen more people behind the scenes helping, and it's a huge team effort. And so, you know, we all just work hard to have each other's back, and I think that you have to have a tight team to make something run so well.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to something like this. Well, one of the things I'm sure, and you and I have talked about this before when you were a guest on Blogcast FM, a lot of people want to know, you know, what it takes to be a speaker here. You know, as somebody who really spends a lot of time, I mean, you play an integral role in who ends up being the speakers. I mean, you play pretty much the most critical role in putting together the program. Talk to us about kind of the process of how the keynote speakers are picked, you know, how that happens, and also, you know, how each speaker gets picked. What separates the people who get picked from the ones that don't?
That's a hard question to answer, because each conference is different, and after every conference why don't we do it this way, and why don't we have this person? The hardest part of the job is finding the right speakers. We take pride in our educational content, and we think that's what sets us apart from all the other conferences. So we choose the speakers that will really add value. People pay a lot to come to Blogworld, and it's an investment for them. It's an investment in their future, in their business, so we want our speakers to give them the most bang for their buck. How we choose them, you know, it's so hard to say. We choose some people because we know them, you know, by reputation, and we know they're going to give a solid talk. We choose some people because they had a really good book out on a topic, and we know that they're a true expert. And then we invite people who we feel will be a good fit, but we also have proposals, and that's probably the part that you're most familiar with, and everybody else. And we only have a few proposals from each different niche to choose from, so it's such a hard decision. The people who get picked, first of all, their proposals are well written. You know, some people will send in a 1 or 2 word proposal, or there's misspellings, and those are red flags for us. So those are the first that don't make the cut. And then they have to be timely. Nobody wants to learn how to use Twitter anymore. Most people do. I know that there are a few beginners, but it's a little bit more, you know, deeper than that. So how to use Twitter for what? So be specific. Talks that are too general, we usually decline. Talks that we've seen 100 times before, you know, how to use social media, everybody's done it. Show me something else. Don't do the same thing that everybody else has done. So originality counts. We want speakers who are engaging. We don't want our people falling asleep in the seats. So if you could send us a video that shows us how you engage with your audience, like of a past speaking gig, that gives you a boost, actually.
One of the things I've talked to some of the vendors around here who had also applied to be speakers, and I think one of the interesting things is trying to balance that. You know, don't pitch your business. I mean, obviously, you guys have a rule of no pitching on stage, but you know, for people who happen to be technology vendors who make things like apps and they want to be able to speak here, any advice for them in finding that balance between actually doing something valuable and being able to incorporate their business into it?
Well, we don't mind our speakers promoting themselves, because that's why they're here. You know, we understand that you're going to have something to talk about. So there are ways to do it. We have a mantra that the sessions are for learning and the booths are for selling, and that anybody who gives obvious pitches, we invite our audience to heckle them. But we also know that you want to put your link up there, and you want to put your Twitter up there, and that's fine. You can put them in at the end on your slides. You can tell people for more information, please follow me here. You can say, you know, my book comes out November whatever, and you could say, I work at this company that makes an awesome product at the end of your presentation, as long as you don't say, you know, act now and we'll double your order or something. You know, if it's not an obvious sales pitch, it's fine. We don't mind a little promotion, and that's what the bios are for. And a lot of speakers will take a slide, the last slide, and they'll put their information on it, and that's fine.
Well, you know, one thing that I've seen I think has been particularly effective, and I know Sid, my business partner, did it, and I've seen a lot of people do this. They set up specific pages for their Blogworld conference attendees, which I think is one of the most, that to me is a no-brainer. It's like a great way to keep that conversation going with the people who obviously are interested in you because they attended your session. So, well, Deb, thanks so much for taking a few minutes to join us. I hope we'll be able to talk to you on Blogcast FM again. You have a book coming out too, right? Tell us about that for just a second, and then we'll wrap things up.
Sure. So my book is called Online Community Management for Dummies, and I know it's in the warehouse November 14th. You could go to the Wiley booth, which is around here somewhere, and they can give you all the information. So it'll be out soon. I'm very excited about it. And I'm going to have an announcement about a second book coming out soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.